Fuck this movie.
It was the Purge, Anarchy.
Fuck that!
Fuck the Purge. Welcome to Resisting Boredom, where we drink, ramble, and discuss things to help in the never-ending quest of not being bored. I'm Brandon Kaiser.
Richard Buckner.
Josh Jessup. Owen.
Mitchell. James DeMonaco.
Do you guys want to say your last name now?
Not anymore.
No.
All right.
Fine.
Keeping it hidden for the CIA, I guess. All right.
Last name. Oops.
So we saw The Purge, once again, written and directed by James DeMonaco, this time starring Frank Grillo, Michael K. Williams, and Keely Sanchez. I will start us off reviewing this movie. I surprisingly didn't think this was as bad as the first movie. I didn't think this was a good movie, but I didn't think it was as bad as the first movie. Mainly because I didn't laugh at the dialogue as much. If that tells you anything. But this is a movie where, of course, everyone talks in exposition, and when they don't, they're trying to sound like a badass tween, basically. It's
Here lies Sub-Zero. Now, Plain Zero.
Yeah, it sounds like a 12-year-old writes some of the dialogue in this movie. So, yeah. Most everything in this movie is ridiculous, which I can handle sometimes, but just not so much in this case. Yeah. The movie has a lot of looks at the scum of humanity, and all of it is over the top. From the fat woman on a rooftop yelling and shooting to weird rich people hunting. Yeah,
She's come a long way
bizarre.
from that movie she did with Brooke Shields.
Brooke Shields?
Oh, wait, not Brooke Shields.
Tammy. She's doing Tammy, yeah.
Susan Sarandon? It's a Melissa McCarthy joke, alright.
Oh, is that her name?
Yeah.
I don't know, I didn't recognize her, I just knew she was like the fat lady with a gun.
Tammy.
Yeah.
When this movie ended...
Most famous person...
I'm going to try to keep going. When this movie ended, I kind of felt like there was no point to what happened. Like, can we kind of just end with the Purge is over, that's it? I didn't really see much. There was a minimal character arc, let's put it that way.
Vengeance not sustained.
And I wasn't even sure of some of it, because I wasn't sure it was the same guy at the end, because it's bad directing in that sense, making the audience sure.
Mark D.
James DeMonaco
Whatever
was the director of this movie.
Greatest director of our time.
I felt like this movie was James DeMonaco trying to reboot The Punisher. Frank Grillo seemed to be doing The Punisher to me in this movie, especially early on. And then slowly, that kind of, I guess, I stopped thinking of The Punisher, kind of. But I think Frank Grillo could be The Punisher. That's the weird thing. Like, I think he could be alright, even though he's already crossbowed, so I guess that won't happen. So he already has his Marvel role, so he won't be The Punisher. But, yeah, this isn't a good movie, but it's not as terrible as the first one, to me. So, Richard, what did you think? You never saw the first one.
I did not see the first one.
So you don't have a frame of reference in what I just said, but...
Nope.
What did you think?
Let this be like the Hunger Games.
What?
Oh, God, yes.
Did you just want homeless people fighting over food? Did you want the Purge being
that kind of is
Did
the
you want the
Purge.
Purge being like thin chicks throwing up in a toilet?
Not nearly as much as that, but I was hoping to see more violence in the streets, more anarchy.
There's quite a bit of...
It was called...
I want
It
to
was called
see
the
more.
Purge. Anarchy. I can understand where you would get that.
Alright, there was also parts in the movie I'm like, wait, is it over? Oh, no, it keeps going. Like, when they were hunting down, I'm like, oh, sweet, they're all going to get gunned down. Roll credits.
I'm glad these movies aren't in real time, so we see it for 12 hours, everything that would be the worst kind of torture I think I could think of. So
If I'm watching something for 12 hours, I expect people to legally drink. And so, like, then the news would be
I
like,
expect a handy drink.
local man dies while watching The Purge, drinking himself to death till it's good.
Great, Richard.
Like I said, yeah, character development's going, alright, just... There was none.
It's kind of there.
It was, it's like...
In a scene or two.
I'm kind of sober.
Yeah, you know, it's like... So, will these people survive the night? I don't know, this is a movie. I saw it. It was something to do.
Will these people survive the night?
Do you have
Well,
something? Come on.
was there anything you liked about the movie?
Anything you thought was exceptionally shitty or exceptionally
Alright, hold on.
surprisingly good?
Richard, best part of the movie, go.
Best part of the movie, the end.
Worst part of the movie, go.
No, the end wasn't good.
Oh no, it wasn't good. Oh no,
Put him on the spot.
it was confusing.
Fuck you. That's
The
what
best part of the movie? Oh, that's right, that's the end. The worst part.
Your youthful hope when it started?
Pretty
It was
much.
quickly killed.
Pretty much. Like I said, lots of laughs, you know? Oh, like
All right.
the downtrodden couple be like, oh, we're getting back together. Oh, not anymore.
You mean all the cliched dialogue and storyline plot points that happened?
Right, and I also
a story like it's a story, but when it's been done thousands of times before, I don't.
Also,
call it
too,
a story.
the gang and the van and the dirt bikes and all that stuff, they threw me for a couple different loops. I thought they were the main bad guys.
Yeah.
Then I also thought they were the resistance.
No, they.
Yeah.
But no, they were
Yeah.
just shitty people.
For half
I
a
get
second, I thought they were just.
No, I get that because I thought like it was kind of funny that they were like on all the posters and all shit like that, but when it came down to it, they were just another gang of who fucking cares.
They're just,
Yeah.
but yeah.
They weren't there to purge. They were just there to get money.
Also, too, on a
Spoiler alert.
side note, into reality, when I showed up to work last night, some kid that works at the store zoomed by on a skateboard and had, or I say a skateboard, longboard, whatever, it had like a mask on. Similar to those guys, I'm like, someone saw the Purge.
I was just
Is he
someone
just
was
rolled
judging.
past?
Richard, you know that isn't true. Nobody saw the Purge other than us.
No,
That was just a jungle all you saw.
It could have been, but this kid,
All right,
I think
all right.
he might have
And
seen it.
the
All right, we got it. This
6
happened.
other people that were in the theater with us, although I don't know if the 4 of them watched the third. I thought they were just there to have a private conversation.
Pretty much.
During the entire
All
movie.
right. So is that all you have to say, Richard?
I guess that's all I got for now.
All right.
I'll chime in later.
Josh. pick
I'm
us up.
okay that this was the smallest movie theater we've been into.
Not the smallest.
Not
It's the
small.
average one.
I think
That's what we usually do.
we saw this movie with at least 6 other people.
I was just
And,
happy it was only that.
and out of the 6, only 4 of them were having private conversations throughout the entire movie. And at this point, and this is the kind of movie where I didn't give a shit about that because
Yeah.
who cares? It was The Purge. Nobody was here to see a good movie. Everybody knew it. And they were quiet when it was required. They were maybe mumbling about which girl was like giving a handy J to someone else at some point. But that was when like the exposition dialogue was going on, and nobody cared about that.
Was that in the movie, or was that the people who were talking in the movie?
You decide. I report. I'm like Fox News over here.
All right.
I'm gonna go with, I was hoping that was the movie because there were handies going on behind us. I wanted to get in line.
Sorry to interrupt.
Well, the only 2 people behind us.
Sorry to interrupt. Keep going. Keep going.
Anyway,
Yeah. So the movie?
the movie itself, better than the first Purge, but at the same point, as bad as the first Purge, but at
This
least
was some polished shit.
no, that's it. At least at this point, and I thought it was funny because there's like we said in the beginning, there's nobody famous in this movie, or not even like C-list famous
Yeah.
or D-list famous. They couldn't.
Whoa, that's
Hold on, no, they couldn't get
Whoa.
Ethan Hawke, the Lena Headey. I assume the Black Resistance leader was offered to Sam Jackson, and he said no. Not even
Like
Sam
Chucky?
Jackson will do this.
it's like Chucky White.
No, but
Yeah,
good.
but he's not
He's
as
good.
good. No,
No.
Sam Jackson was better.
this movie was.
You reminded
filled
me of
with
Spike Lee.
There was.
Look, I'll
Wesley
Snipes.
Fuck.
Sorry, Josh.
But I just
Wesley
feel
Snipes
like
was
this
a
movie was,
Yeah.
it was, and they pandered to it. I feel like they at least went for that, where like, nobody liked the first movie. At least we can do is make a really shitty second movie that's like a little humorous. Not humorous, but like a cheesy. Like this is the kind of like movie that I watch on Netflix while I'm drinking, like on the weekday.
And we saw the better side of it this time because we saw outside of one house. We saw
Yeah,
the city,
no, and
which
it
is
was
better.
good. That
I think
was
it's a better idea.
Because the first movie was just like rich people and the Purge, and like they hinted at all this stuff. This
Home
one kind
invasion.
of,
It was
this
complete
one went
invasion.
to the streets, and they tried to like make it more deep.
Purge to
They-
take it to the streets.
They failed terribly, but at the same point, at least it was more interesting. And at the same point, it was still just a shitty movie with cheesy dialogue. Cheesy dialogue at its best. Shit dialogue at its normal. You know, that was kind
Lots of class warfare.
which was superfluous. There was
Testify.
there was a lot of just stupid scenes in this movie. There was like, why are you downtown trying to buy groceries at like the most ghettoest restaurant or a grocery store, and then come back? Like, there was none of this
That's
movie
right.
made fucking sense. It was just a stupid set piece to have shit. There's a fat chick yelling on the thing, and nobody
It
cares.
was like the worst, wasn't it? Because we keep bringing it
Yeah.
up now.
No, like that made no sense. There's like the senators taking like literally they're and I think a thing we said about the first movie was that this is kind of an interesting premise if they did it right. And it seems like this movie was like, well, let's get down to the streets where it's more interesting.
Mhm.
Maybe we can make people interested in this sort of stuff. But they fucked it up. They fucked it up royally. There was like.
Well, it's because it's still written by James
Exactly,
DeMonaco.
because all the like interesting things you thought they could work into this story from this premise, they kind of was like, poor people are raped and murdered. Let's do that, and then they just fucking wrote it totally bad, and it was terrible, and it was less interesting. And I think that was at the end of the day was this is just another terribly written movie. And I don't even want to say it was adequately directed anymore because it was just
We were confused
because there
about
was
the
a lot of the shaky cam action and fucking dark scenes and nobody knew what was going on. It's like a step back and a step forward at the same time. This is
Yeah.
like Paula Abdul. If she could direct The Purge, it'd take 2 steps forwards,
So the idea is showing the
3 steps back.
So it's a collaboration with MC
surviving the
Yeah.
purge, you have to be dressed like a cat.
Because
Exactly.
opposites attract.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
at the same point. It's not as bad as the first movie because
So that's why this movie is coming out a week after Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
it's not as terrible as the first movie, but it's also not a good movie. But at least it's got its terrible movie merits. That's all I got. Quick talk.
Oh,
Newcomer Owen, let's see what you got.
You know, I didn't have any expectations because I hadn't seen the first movie, but
I don't have any
Good.
more. So
it reminded me of Dead Rising, like with the fat chick on top of the building with the sniper and everything. There's a lot of psychopaths in that game, and just the whole idea of all these crazies running around. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. I liked it better than Hunger Games. I only saw the first Hunger Games, but the whole shaky camera action thing, you know, I felt like that was a cop-out with Hunger Games, and with this, they didn't really do that as much. So I was happy for that. And you mentioned there's some small comedic moments. Like,
unintentional.
Were they
small comedic.
purposefully? Yeah, were they purposefully?
They're comedic moments, but I don't think they planned them to be comedic.
one I noticed was the fist bump that they kept doing in the audience. And then like, when they're coming in, they did the fist bump.
Yeah,
and
they
then
did
there's
it
this
again.
There's this bass sound as they did it. Did you hear that?
I
Yes.
missed the bass sound. I missed it.
Awesome.
Yeah, so.
I was waiting.
Or the,
No, me and
I
Kim were
can hear you guys.
Yeah, no, me and Kim were
I
talking
was
about
talking
like
like,
they're gonna die and just fist bump before they like.
Oh, that was awesome. That's what I want.
Alright, keep going.
So that's pretty much it for what I have.
Did you like the movie?
Overall, yeah, I didn't have any expectations. I mean, I just.
So you did find
forwards.
enjoyment in this movie?
I wasn't bored, but it was a
Okay.
little bit long. So.
There is enjoyment to have in this movie. It's just not the enjoyment that you'd find in like summer blockbuster movie where it's action and entertaining. This is like this. Like I said, this is a movie I would watch on Netflix while I'm drinking and having
Yeah.
like a good time.
Definitely.
I get what you're saying about Dead Rising,
Definitely.
and I agree with it, but Dead Rising has more of a lighter
Right.
heartedness to it. Like, that's kind of the problem here. If this was like a cheesy on purpose, let's just go over the top crazy, you know,
We're talking about
thing,
first Dead Rising.
I think it would have been
Yeah.
better.
This
Maybe they
is-
should stop being serious in this movie.
This is just
And
rich white people wanting to
crazy.
kill us.
Well,
Yeah, they should just be crazy.
I want them
white
to continue trying to be serious.
I know, but there was white folks.
No, and I felt that sort of tone from the movie is just like a lot of it's aiming for to be a shitty movie, like shitty B movie of the '80s, early '90s. No, I got that, but they had too much of a budget, and they thought maybe we should just
Really,
like,
$9 million was too much of a budget.
for a shitty.
This movie cost 3 times the amount of the first Purge.
because they had
That means
four
$9
different
million.
sets.
'Cause
So the first Purge
had much more
the first Purge had the house.
characters.
This movie had the alley scene, the city scene, and like a building. There were like 4 different scenes in
And then
this
you
movie
get
than the first.
3 or 4 different cars for this movie.
That car was armored.
Yeah.
So I guess moving on over to Mitch.
Not to mention on them big
Mitch
rigs.
back from the year ago when we saw the first Purge, returning.
He can compare and contrast.
Yeah.
I thought I'd come back for the sequel. It's worth coming out to see it.
It's his yearly purge.
There you go. I, like everyone else so far, I'd echo that this movie was better than the first one. It seems like the director may have watched the review and taken our suggestions and
Definitely. He
Yeah,
watched
I,
what we had to say.
View 1 of 13.
could be.
The Purge has like 180 views.
Fine. View 160.
In any case, it seems that with the whole street urban, there was more going on in this movie than the first one, with the setting anyhow.
Yeah.
and that made it more interesting, if nothing else. I enjoyed the rich lady with the auction. That was amusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the only actor I recognized was the Frank guy.
Frank Grillo.
Yeah,
Crossbones from Winter Soldier.
he was in that Resident Evil movie too, wasn't he?
I think he
One of them.
might have been in one of the Resident Evils.
Maybe
I didn't
3,
see
I
him.
don't know.
I thought the like guy who got killed.
I think he was on a TV show at some point too. I don't
The,
know.
like,
Something I didn't watch.
really
so.
pointy-nosed, army-dressed guy. He looked familiar. He looked
Oh,
more
that? I didn't give a shit about
The
him.
cheating boyfriend?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the cheating.
He looked more familiar to me
I don't
than
know what
anyone
it
else in
was.
the movie, and I thought that was kind of funny. That I'm like the only guy.
No,
I recognized
the
was-
waitress chick was more familiar to me than.
She looked kind of familiar.
I think she was in ER. That's
Why
probably.
was she setting up in like the wine glass fucking fancy place when she worked at
I
the
don't
same?
think
That's her
TV
parents'
job?
I don't think it was a fancy place.
That's her
first
parents'
of all.
place. I know, like that place is pretty nice for a waitress salary.
They had the big TV.
But she was at
living with
her
her
fam.
family.
She was at her dad and
It's like
her
combined
mom's place.
income.
Yeah. So anyway, bitch.
And it wasn't that nice.
I also like
better than the
Well-
other chicks she worked with.
the guys going around with the BMX bikes. Like
Okay.
I like their costumes. Like specifically the one driving, he had this weird like 8
Oh,
face
the
to it. Like
Oh
it went down
yeah.
to his,
Some
like-
interesting masks.
Yeah, I like
That
this
was
mask. That was cool.
The one guy was God.
Yeah, that was a different guy, but
He was
yeah,
on all
he
the
was
posters.
the main henchman of those guys.
The
But
vigilantes, the headhunters.
Yeah, it was- it's all right.
All
That's
right.
good for me.
Okay.
So,
You can't
if
cut
you
that out.
saw our previous episodes, you know how I felt about the Purge. One, it was just shitty. It was just. I should have drank during that. I should have drank before that. I should have drank after that to forget it.
And you
But I
corrected
didn't.
that this time, right?
I corrected that this time. Alright. I don't know if this is the 2 flasks I had to drink during the movie, but I love this movie. This movie. Wait, this movie. Shut up! Shut up! This movie was fucking rad and over the top and everything I wanted of the first Purge movie, okay? You got people on the streets, you got psychos, you got people who are just like extremely political, which you just try not to pay attention to politics.
You wanted extremely political.
I want all this. I want all this. This is what I wanted. This was good. This is what I wanted. And this was just, I want more people to die, of course.
Yeah, me too.
Alright. Like this General Frank Grillo did a great job. I think that I enjoyed his character. The people like, oh, he was trying to save. I enjoyed that whole storyline. I was like, I'm on the way to kill this guy, but first,
Vengeance?
let me pick up these guys first and see what wacky things we get into.
Shenanigans.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed all
Stop
of this.
encouraging this.
I enjoyed all the bizarre shit that followed. This movie was just. This is what I wanted the first Purge movie to be. I had to get really, really drunk before the movie and get really, really drunk during the movie, but I enjoyed the shit out of this movie. This is what I wanted to happen. Okay? I could have done with more violence in the movie than they had previously, than they had provided. If I had to say what I wanted to be in the next movie, because I know they're gonna make another fucking movie, I want Vinnie Jones to be in it. I want Vinnie Jones.
I'm okay with that.
Here, I want Vinnie Jones. I want Lucius Marinas from fucking like Rome to be like. I want to be like Kevin McKidd. I want Kevin McKidd to be the leader of a bunch of fucking crazy ass dudes called the Romans, and just have them wear nothing but capes and fucking tidy whities and swords, and just go fucking bizarre on people. Like
Kids
fucking
Halloween
slash them, fuck their corpse, whatever. That's what I want. That would be awesome. I really enjoyed this.
Concord in the ass.
He wants to fuck the guy in the end.
This movie. Okay, my only real problem with this movie is like Josh said, like that's one of those two brothers that fist bump at the end. The only problem I had with the shaky cam was during the fight with those twin rich sisters with the machetes, where I couldn't like really follow what was going on because they were shaking the cam too much. That was my only problem with the shaky cam. Plus the leader of the resistance guy was like, the Purge is bullshit. I want that to be Sam Jackson. Because Chucky Wade didn't follow it. Okay, he came out like, like machine guns and shit. Like, yeah, like fuck the rich people. You would have been in the front.
Well, hold on. He
No,
was saying fuck the rich people, and he was killing the help. He didn't really kill any rich people in that scene.
Exactly.
He killed a lot
And he
of
was the
waiters.
last person to the fucking fucking door if
He
you're gonna
was
make
our
that
leader.
announcement. Bullshit. He's a leader. Just be the first person to the door. That's how you do it.
That's what I got Benjamin for.
Fuck
Yeah.
you.
That's
what
what
you
Tim
do.
Jackson would have been the first.
Pay him
person.
for it? No, you don't pay him for shit. He's the first person to the door. He kills the first fucking like rich people he sees. If you're looking for a good time, if you're looking to kind of drink heavily, you don't work next morning, and you're gonna watch the Purge, watch it with friends, just like make a drinking game out of it. I don't give a shit. Like make it as you go. This movie was hilarious. I fucking enjoyed the shit out of this movie. More than I expected to. If you saw the first Purge movie, and you're thinking like, I really don't want to see this movie, take some, like get loaded before the movie, take a flask with you, download it while heavily drinking with your friends. I don't care. Alcohol is a fucking ladder in this movie. This is ridiculous. Okay? I hope they make a second one. That they put
third one?
Third one. I hope they make the third one, put Vinnie Jones, and I don't give a shit who
got it.
else. Like, they put fucking Chuck Norris in this movie.
You will not.
It would be amazing. And that they had what I wanted in this movie. They took it to the streets.
All right, I got a question.
Yeah.
What's better, The Purge Anarchy or I, Frankenstein?
Oh, Frankenstein. That was even damn it! Not even a contest. Frankenstein was amazing.
It's like
Fuck
the worst
you.
movie this year.
Dude, you don't remember I Frankenstein.
I remember our
He
Frankenstein.
loved it, remember?
I know
He
I know
loved
he
it.
loves Frankenstein, but does he remember what the movie was?
Yes. It was fucking amazing. Every actor took the fucking movie seriously.
Yeah, you can see a review of I, Frankenstein. I will put it up on the thing.
That was, okay, I Frankenstein was amazing, Purge was really great. And ending, if you watch The Purge 2, Anarchy,
I don't want to have to do this.
booze. Booze.
I think we need a Purge to
And
kill off
Brennan.
now.
Well,
So that was our reviews individually of The Purge Anarchy. It seems like we all agree that it was at least, if you saw the first one, it was a little
don't
better
have
than the
to
first
discuss
one
it.
at least. Unless, we'll save it. Unless you were a kid who loved the second one as opposed to hating the first. So, I don't really know what that means in terms of an overall thing to say. I would say don't go see this unless you can see it for free and you can drink. But still, kid loves it
safe
while drinking, so I guess part of that's true. I guess. Anyways,
Kid
we're
loves
gonna rate
drinking.
the movie now. This week we are doing the rating system of Ethan Hawke's. So, out of 5, how many Ethan Hawke's do each of us give this movie?
Brandon.
I'm going to start us off because I reviewed first. I'm going to give this movie, I didn't really think of this beforehand. I'm going to give it,
feelings.
whoa.
What do you feel?
I think I'm going to go with 2 Ethan Hawke's out of 5.
Whoa.
Yeah, because, like I said, it was a little better, a little more interesting. I didn't feel as bored. I didn't laugh at the movie as much. I did, but not as much as the first one. So, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and give it a little 2. A little 2 action. So, 2 out of 5. Richard?
Actually, I'm probably gonna go with. I'll give it a 2.
2 Ethan Hawke's out of 5?
2 Ethan Hawke's. Yeah, I was entertained. It wasn't one of those "was it over yet" kind of things. Even though there was times where it's like, wait, is it over? Oh, there's still more movie going on. I'll give it 2. I was entertained.
Hey, you know what? Honestly, I was well prepared to give it a 1 out of 5.
Me too, going into it.
But you know what? It was just such a shitty, hilarious movie that no, I think 2 Ethan Hawke's out of 5 is the way to
Alright,
go.
we got a trend to go.
It's
with.
kind of bad, but good.
Yeah, it's
Owen.
still bad, but
Owen.
not terrible.
I give it a 3.5. Ethan
Oh,
Hawke's.
it's pretty
Just
good.
to fuck up the average.
And to make me have half of an Ethan Hawke. Thank you.
Mitch.
3.5 Ethan
Tourist.
Give it a 5.
I'll give it a 2 as well. I
2 out of
thought,
5.
Not quite a 5.
right.
Oh
Three.
wait, I got a bad feeling we're about to find out what that looks like. So you're giving it a 2 out of 5?
Yes, I am.
So Kit, wrap us up here. How many Ethan Hawke's out of 5 are you giving the Purge?
I had a
Anarchy?
number prepared why I got into this movie a little bit. But I have a new number I want to give it.
Get ready to do
Look.
the Photoshop work.
Fucking Purge 2 Anarchy, I'm giving a 4 Ethan Hawke's out of 5.
Wow.
4 Ethan Hawke's out of 5.
If you're drinking heavily, this is the movie you want to see.
I was waiting for him to give it 7.
Look, it's not better than I Frankenstein. Shut up. I Frankenstein 5 out of 5. I don't know if I gave that to it.
No, we didn't do
give-
scores then.
Don't give a shit. 5 out of 5 for
He did now.
Best movie of the year so far, except for maybe Captain America. Go see it, regardless. I don't give a shit.
You know what? I think I Frankenstein might be worse than this movie.
No.
I'm really struggling. Anyways, so that wraps us up for reviews
That's
of
a
this
debate
movie.
for another day.
Yeah, it's a debate for another day. Hope you enjoyed our review, at least.
I didn't.
Hopefully, well, I don't know. Either way, if you saw this movie, if you didn't, whatever, be sure to comment.
Call Kid an asshole.
Yeah, comment down below and
Bring
tell
it.
us what you thought.
He doesn't read it.
Yeah,
Oh,
so whatever.
I try to read it.
Be sure to like
He
and
doesn't. He doesn't read
subscribe.
it.
I try to.
Be sure to like and subscribe. Be sure to check out the audio podcast. You can find that on iTunes if you search for Resisting Boredom, or you can go to the website, resistingboredom.com. And then we have all that other stuff. Facebook, Twitter, we're at Resist Boredom, all that stuff. So, do all that.
We're really big in Japan.
We,
Like literally, we're minimum 5, 6. That's.
I'm really big in Japan.
so anyways,
Wise.
Now that we've advertised for ourselves, hope you enjoyed this review, and whether this did or not, hope you find your own ways of resisting boredom.
I saw it in a science class. That's how.
Really? You watched Twister in science?
Yes, because we wanted to teach us about tornadoes.
We're seeing unified.
Yeah.
Hey, I saw that Leonardo DiCaprio Romeo and Juliet. So.
And then we saw The Crucible with Winona Ryder and Daniel Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Why are we talking about movies?
I saw that.
How much time do we got? Did anyone notice if the thing
I've been
came-
watching-
What is his speech? Daniel Day-Lewis' speech in that movie?
Give me
It's
back my
hilarious.
name!
My name!
Isn't this my name? Because I have no other. Tell them that John Proctor got on his knees and wept like a babe, but let me keep my name.
Which movie is that?
That's The Crucible.
Okay, I never saw it.